over here. Mr. President. Mr. President.
I know how to say the name.
Lakin Riley. Say your name, Mr. President.
Thank you so much.
I'm sick of these damn people. This man just sat up here and said that they paying these people $8,000 just to get in our country, and if they can get in, they can do whatever they do. So if y'all know this, get your ass back on the camera. Why y'all letting them in here and then giving them $8,000 from Mr. Biden? Sick of these. This man is stupid.
Yes, Biden address stir up a lot of people on social media. You might be thinking that is all. There is another decision he took up.
In tonight's State of the Union address, Joe Biden planned for the U.S. military to order an emergency military mission aiding the Palestinians in Gaza with humanitarian aid. A top U.S. official said this is a huge moment in American leadership. Where is the leadership at the U.S. southern border? Why is it more important for the U.S. military to be aiding the Palestinians in Gaza rather than protecting our U.S. southern border from the millions of illegal immigrants crossing and invading this country? With Joe Biden, it's always America last. And if you're planning on voting for America First policies, drop a Trump 2024.
Yes, when you look at that speech, you will realize something. The first 20 minutes of that speech, Biden did not mention anything like the southern border. I never heard that. He talked about Ukraine, January 6th, things like that. That is to clearly tells you what he put first. If this lady is saying here, like, he always put American last, I cannot agree with her more further. That is the truth. How can you start the speech addressing a lot of issues without even checking your own home to see if everything is okay?
Stop at Ukraine, I assure you he will not. Ukraine can stop Putin. Ukraine can stop Putin if we stand with Ukraine and provide the weapons that it needs to defend itself. That is all. That is all Ukraine is asking. They're not asking for American soldiers. In fact, there are no American soldiers at war in Ukraine, and I'm determined to keep it that way. But now, assistance to Ukraine is being blocked by those who want to walk away from our world leadership. Now my predecessor, a former Republican president, tells Putin, quote, "Do whatever the hell you want." That's a quote. A former president actually said that, bowing down to a Russian leader. I think it's outrageous, it's dangerous, and it's unacceptable.
Yes, I believe you've seen how the speech started. He went further to talk about how he's still wanting to use your taxpayer dollars, to send to Ukraine, then taking Trump's speech out of context. Trump did not say what Biden is saying here. I've seen a lot of Democrats, printing this out, putting out articles about it. Very crazy.
In November, my team began serious negotiation with a bipartisan group of senators. The result was a bipartisan bill with the toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen. Oh, you don't think so? Oh, you don't like that bill, huh? That conservatives got together and said it was a good bill? I'll be darned. That's amazing. That bipartisan bill would hire 1,500 more security agents and officers, 100 more immigration judges to help tackle the backload of 2 million cases, 4,300 more asylum officers, and new policies so they can resolve cases in 6 months instead of 6 years now. What are you against? 100 more high-tech drug detection machines to significantly...
When you take a look at this article, Biden uses fierce State of the Union to contrast with Trump, send voters on a second term. President Joe Biden delivered a defiant argument for a second term in his State of the Union speech Thursday night, launching into golf frontrunner Donald Trump for espousing resentment, revenge, and retributions, and for jeopardizing freedom at home and abroad. Okay, this is what Biden did. He went further to just attack Donald Trump throughout his speech. I don't know if that was the aim.
Diana?
Madam Speaker, one of the clearly ad-libbed moments was during the section about immigration. And I'm sure you saw the buttons that your colleagues across the aisle had. And he had one of those buttons. We believe it was given to him by Marjorie Taylor Greene. And when she said something to him during his speech, he responded. I think we have that. Let's listen to it.
I didn't see any Republican buttons.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand.
Now, you should have said undocumented, but that's not a big thing, okay? What's the big thing about
it? No, I actually wasn't even going to ask about that. I was just going to ask more about the moment. But you do think that he should have said undocumented? That wasn't going to be my question.
Well, we usually say undocumented. He said illegal. I don't think it's a big deal.
Okay.
I don't think it's a big deal.
But more broadly.
Because I think his focus was on the sympathy for the family.
Yeah.
It's a terrible tragedy.
That was going to be the basis of my question about it, which is, as you well know, maybe you didn't know about the buttons. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of news about this young woman who was a student at University of Georgia, and she died, and apparently was an undocumented immigrant. And the fact that he was ready with that, with the button, with the response. What do you make of that when it comes to not just the substance, but also the performance?
Well, I think that it was, if that's spontaneous. See, I don't know about the buttons, and you're telling me that they had buttons. I didn't see. I didn't do too much schmoozing with the Republicans before. Usually we do, and we had some conversations, but none of the ones that came over to converse with us had those buttons on, so I didn't see the buttons. So we want to make a thing of the button. The president, I think, handled it very well.
Yeah, and I think
he handled it very well. It's a terrible situation. That anybody losing a child or a family member. It's a terrible situation.
Yes, you can clearly see how Democrats don't want that name, illegal immigrant. They don't want to hear it. You even saw Biden mentioning something like that. Oh, Trump says immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. I will not demonize these people. And now Nancy Pelosi just mentioning or hearing Biden calling this person who take away the lives of this girl illegal immigrant. Nancy Pelosi was not okay with that. I recently saw how Democrats actually voted if illegal immigrants commit crimes, they should not deport them or punish them. They voted against that bill. I was shocked when I saw it. Only Republicans voted and it passed. Why should you say, oh, if somebody committed a crime, the person should not be deported or the person should not be... It is insane to me. I've never seen this before.